Welcome to the DIY sprayer series, guys. Today we're going to be starting the sprayer project right here. This sprayer went parked. That was a long time ago. Don't really know when. It was at our cabin for a while. We brought it back and I'm going to try to bring it back to life. The plan with this sprayer is we're basically just going to retrofit it to be bigger. We're going to make a bigger boom on it, but we're going to beef this thing up. It's only a 50-gallon tank, so it doesn't hold a lot of water. However, this is just for my current needs. I don't spray a whole lot. I have a co-op do most of my spraying at this point in my operation, but someday I would like to do all my spraying. So I would like to retrofit this to, at least if I do decide to do my own spraying, it's big enough that I can at least get a start in it. And then someday when I upgrade to a trailed sprayer or something like that, I can sell this and then roll that money into a bigger sprayer. As it sits, it is a functional sprayer, at least I believe so. It's a PTO driven. Need to replace this gauge. Here's our pressure valve and everything, but we might have to go through and redo some stuff there. The goal is I want to make at least that boom as wide as the tractor, so bringing out a foot or 6 inches on either side. I don't have a whole lot of time to dive deep in this project today, but I have enough of time that we can at least get it started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to pull this off. Pull this thing out, and it gives me a little bit better idea of what I'm looking at. I think what I'm going to do, we're going to pull some piping off here, but the main idea, this tube steel right here, round tube stainless steel, we're gonna take a grinder, we're just gonna cut it off at the base of this bar right here because it's welded on. So we're gonna grind that off, rip this old boom off. Might reuse some of these T-jets and nozzles, not sure yet. Might end up just getting new ones because they might be clogged or broken in there. Not really sure. Once we cut that off though, we'll probably end up drilling holes in here and there, and we will mount our new boom to that. I'm thinking probably for this boom here, we're going to go for about 7 feet. It's 5'2" now. I want it out at least as wide as the tractor, just because I want it as wide as I can get it. So probably a foot on either side. That would put us over 7 feet. So probably around 7 or 8 feet we'll make this back one. And I think I'm just going to use square tube steel for that. And then not sure if I'm going to use square tube steel for the wings or if I'm just going to use some angle iron. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm not sure what size wrench I need. I never do. So I always grab more than one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one either. Aha. Got it. Oh, there's stuff in it. It's a new day. We're going to keep working on this sprayer. Pause. Can't put you there. I have you on this little suction thing and it suctions through the wall, but too heavy for that. We're going to take this boom off here. First things first, we got to take the T-jets off. They have these T-jet clamps here. We're going to pull them off, and then we're going to grind this pipe off, and then we can kind of start measuring, come up with some measurements on what we need as far as metal, and go from there. Just a Phillips head to take these guys off. You can use whatever tool you would like. I'm just going to use a screwdriver because that's what was closest to me. Come on now. There we go. Comes apart like that, and just like that. Probably a barbed fitting. Gotcha. I was trying to resituate this tank strap, and I kind of stripped the thingy out of the thingy. Been a few days since we worked on the sprayer. It's a beautiful day outside, so we pulled it out and we're going to take care of some of this outside stuff. First things first, we filled it up with water. It's been filled up to the tippy top here for about 30 minutes, and there are no leaks underneath. It has not gone down, so that means that at least the integrity of the tank is good. We don't have any leaks in there. What we're going to do next, I'm going to open the valve on the bottom. I already pulled the screen out. I don't know if I should just clean this one out and run it, or if I should just get a new one. We'll make that decision later. Anyway, pulled it out. I'm going to open the valve here. We're going to let the tank drain and get any sort of cruddy stuff that's in here, wash that out. So at this point, we're gonna hook up the PTO here, or the pump, I should say, right here. Pump doesn't look to be in terrible shape. Put some PB blaster in there, loosen up those connecting balls. All right, it's on, but now we gotta bolt it so that it doesn't go flying around. This sprayer was last run on a Farmall Super C, so this should probably be readjusted here, maybe tightened down a little bit more. Adjusted that linkage a little bit. We will run it. I'm pretty sure you're allowed to have a little slop in there. You just don't want the whole thing spinning around and around and around. Last thing I want to replace this gauge. I got a new one, so we're gonna swap this gauge out. I guess we'll probably clean that screen too, or actually we might just put the, you know, the thingamabob, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. We're just gonna try run some water through the pump and the lines, and it's gonna come flying out of this thing right there. It's just basic 200 PSI pressure gauge. This is the one, this is the liquid one. Don't know why I put my Teflon in the impact drawer. Normally I put it up there. I was going crazy because I was like, I know I got Teflon. Teflon also got a Tractor Supplies, basic Job Smart stuff. If you're following along and building your own sprayer, I will put a list to all of the little trinkets that I use in the description. So like basic parts like this, Teflon, wrench sets, anything that you may need that you don't have, you can check down the link in the description. Sometimes it's just nice to have little extra tools, and keeping Teflon on hand is honestly I'm really bad at doing, because there's so many times where I need Teflon and I don't have it, and then I just fix something without Teflon, and then down the road I'm like, I should have just went and bought the $2 roll of Teflon. Don't be me and don't buy things. So make sure you buy things that you will need. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Tefloned up. Back in the hole she goes. You don't need to make it super tight. These are plastic threads. So that's pretty tight there. Oh, that's so much better than the old one. I can actually see my pressure now. I'm gonna grab this thing and, you know, put the crusty O-ring in here. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful crusty O-ring. And this goes back on air. All right, valve is open. Put some water in it, fire it up, spin it. All right, I'm like nervous and excited at the same time. I hope this works. BTO, let's see if something happens. I need to switch hands. Hey, look at that. Forgot that valve was open. But it pumps water, so that's all that matters.